Hello, and welcome to today's episode of The Daily Blend. I'm your host, AC, and we are joined in studio today by Allie Teagarden, the producer and director of That's What She Said, Columbia, and Erica Pefferman, the CDO,
One of these days.
the CDO of Flat Branch Bank.
That's right.
Oh, and you guys are the 2025 presenting sponsor of That's What She Said, Columbia, and you're a speaker this year.
Yes.
That's What She Said, Columbia. Exciting
it wasn't all
stuff.
planned that way, but it's the way it eventually all turned out.
Exactly. See, you never know how it's going to turn out.
been quite a year.
No, it has been quite a year, hasn't it? So, Allie, for people who may not be familiar, tell us a little bit about That's What She Said, Columbia.
Yes. So That's What She Said was started in 2013 by 3 women in Champaign-Urbana, Illinois. And they had this crazy idea that they were going to get a group of women from the community, throw them up on stage at the historic theater downtown, hand them a microphone, and give them about 8 minutes to share a story from their life. And so the idea really was born from them being moms of daughters and then wanting to provide a platform for women's voices and stories and really to create a supportive community for their girls to grow up in. So they thought it'd be a one-time thing, and it took off. It was so well received by the community that it became an annual event in Champaign-Urbana. And then very quickly they realized there are incredible women with powerful stories everywhere. And so they started licensing out the rights to the show to other communities. And so I started kind of formulating, bringing That's What She Said to Columbia back in 2022. And we had our inaugural show in 2023. And so this year will be the 3rd annual That's What She Said Columbia, featuring local women's voices and stories.
Yeah, and it's grown so much since year one. I mean, I've had the pleasure of being there every year and watching that audience grow in the Missouri Theater is so much fun.
Yeah.
Was fortunate to be one of the speakers last year and getting to stand on that stage is amazing. And Erica, you'll get to do that this year. But before we talk about that, why is it important for Flat Branch, this is a new bank, but to step up and be the presenting sponsor this year?
Yeah, it was important to us for a variety of reasons. We're the only locally owned bank in Columbia. We just opened. We're super excited about that. And our owner, Jim Yankee, definitely understands and appreciates the value of women. His C-suite is comprised was until just recently entirely full of women.
Wow.
And, they've had a very successful 20 years with Flat Branch Home Loans, and he has a daughter, and he is very, very supportive of raising women's voices. So when I joined his company, I knew it was going to be a great fit. I already knew I was going to be a speaker. And Allie was looking for sponsors, and I said, because on the other hand, I was also in charge of marketing for the new bank. So for me, it seemed a no-brainer to come out of the gate as a brand new brand in the market, supporting women and their voices right off the top.
What a way to make a statement.
Yeah.
Like come right in saying, this is what we believe in, this is what we support.
Yeah.
Great. And so how do you feel about being a speaker?
Oh my goodness. Okay. So, you know me, there's not a mic I don't like. I enjoy getting on the stage, but it's very different when you're talking about your own story.
It is.
And so I was like, oh yeah, this is going to be, this will be fine. And I did my first run through yesterday, and it was very emotional because I am telling a very authentic story, one that people have never heard. And, I think there's going to be a lot of people who think they know me really well that are going to be surprised by this story. And so kind of coming to terms with that in front of, I don't know, it looks like 8,000 people up there, has been a little nerve-wracking, but practice went well, and I'm committed to the mission.
Yeah. So, and that's the important part.
Yeah.
Right? You practice it and practice it. And then you get up there and you just let it go. You let it go. The beauty is that you have all those other women sitting up there behind you. And there's something about that. There's something about that sisterhood up there that makes it all okay no matter what.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some powerhouses up there.
Yeah.
There's some powerhouses up there this year. I mean, what a lineup. What a lineup. And Allie gets to sit in the catbird seat like she's heard it all, and she kind of knows what's coming.
Last year in that white fringe suit, I almost died. I was like, go girl.
Every suit she comes out in every year. She curates her outfit so perfectly every single time.
I consider it to almost be a costume. I was a fashion major in college and really did nothing with that degree in a direct way. So now you're like, is kind of fun.
Now you're like, look at me now. I get to come out on stage at the Missouri Theater in my curated outfit. Look at my degree working. Do you say that to your parents? Because they're sitting in the front row Look at my degree. I'm making good on my degree. I love that. I love that. Allie, I mean, how do you see this grow? I mean, can you see that theater packed, like from, like in your mind's eye? Surely you can see that Missouri Theater packed, like all the way up to the rafters.
Absolutely. And every year we've grown attendance and, ticket sales are going well, but it's a 1,200 plus seat theater. So we have room. We can open up the balcony if we need to. Every year I think we'll continue to progress and hopefully someday we'll be in a sold out theater.
Yeah, you will be. I have no doubt. Yeah. I have no doubt. And there's an after party, I understand.
There is, yes. So immediately following the show. So our show this year is on Saturday, April 12th at 7 p.m. at the Missouri Theater. It's a 2-hour show with an intermission. And then right after the show itself, we'll head over to Gunter Hahn's women-owned business in town. And partygoers will get to enjoy a signature cocktail as well as music from the A-Frame Trio featuring Cameron Faith. So we're really excited to have a celebration of women's voices from start to finish, from the show all the way through to the after party.
Yeah, and I have to say that this is not just like it's not a stiff thing in Missouri Theater. I mean, there's snacks, there's drinks. I mean, it's kind of a party from the beginning all the way through.
Absolutely.
So I always say, I recommend, I mean, grab your girlfriends, grab your mom, your sister. I mean, whoever wants to come and celebrate women's voices. It's kind of I mean, really.
That's the vibe I'm already getting. That's what we did last year, came with a group and people, this is a group activity with, girls and their, moms and their aunts and their sisters or their best friends, just bringing a lot of people together.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I even have a friend who's coming by herself, but because she knows that she'll know so many people there.
Yeah,
and it's such a warm environment.
It is. It can be a really fun girls' night out.
And I do want to note, it's for everybody in the community.
Really is.
So we definitely have a good group of men that join us. We encourage everybody to come out and celebrate women's voices.
That's absolutely right. Well, we look forward to it every single year. And we'll look forward to it this year. Yes. And we'll be out there cheering and clapping for all the ladies up there. Thank you so much, Flat Branch Bank, for supporting. And I have to say, I'm waiting for my invitation because I hear that the espresso martinis are really good. So I'm waiting for my invitation. Thank you, ladies.
Got it, girl.